Okay, this is very likely going to be the final video we put out before we know the fate of the Detroit Lions and playoffs and what it's been. So I just want to take a second in this video and kind of not just review the season, but talk about why this matchup, flex to Sunday Night Football, is just such an amazing opportunity for the Detroit Lions in the national spotlight to show the world, to show the NFL world who we are, what Dan Campbell's doing, what Brad Holmes has put together, and how this isn't the same old Lions. This isn't just the same team from before. So let's talk about it. I think we can start with the obvious. The obvious is the 1-6 start. And then we went 6-1. And we found a way to get ourselves to 7-7. We big time hiccup against the Panthers. And then we went out and just destroyed the Bears. We're 8-8. We got a shot at the playoffs. That, to me, that turnaround is things you tell stories about if you end up making the playoffs. You remember that year? That is the year where you want to watch and be like, this is the year that the Detroit Lions turned it around. This is the year that we went from a losing franchise where everything broke the wrong way, every fumble, every weird call by the refs, every extremely long field goal seemed to go against our team for decades. And then there was one year in 2022 when everything changed. Everything seemed the same. We were terrible. We were getting beat. We were wondering if another coaching regime was on its way out. And then it happened. You can tell your kids about it. It happened. They started reeling off win after win after win, and the turnovers stopped and the penalties stopped. And you as a fan even stopped after long runs. You didn't wonder if there was a flag on the field. You didn't know it was going to be called back when you returned a kickoff for a touchdown. You didn't wonder these things because all of a sudden, for the first time, you had a team that was well coached. You had a team that was disciplined. You had a team that had talent drafted into it. And although they were young, they loved football. They were mentally football mature. And this is what changed. And all of a sudden, the Detroit Lions changed. And that's my hope. My hope is that when we hit 2032, we're talking about the Detroit Lions just like we talk about the San Francisco 49ers, just like we talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers or the New England Patriots or the Green Bay Packers as teams that every single year, you know, they are going to be flirting with the playoffs. They are going to be flirting with the chance of a Super Bowl run, that they are going to have talent, that they are well coached, that there is good ownership. And it is time that we deserve that. And Sunday night is the time to prove it, to show the world that this team is different against all odds, against one of the best quarterbacks to ever live. I hate saying that. I don't even know if I agree, but still, against a great quarterback in Aaron Rodgers in his backyard when it's 21 degrees with the entire country watching, the Detroit Lions win. What an amazing story that would be. Now, what needs to take place in order for that to happen? Well, first, we need our friends. Yes, you heard me right. Our friends, that team we've been losing, that's been losing and we've been rooting for to lose. We've been wanting them to lose. Our friends, the LA Rams, all of a sudden, fate is funny, isn't it? Fate is fickle. And they all of a sudden need to win for us to get into the playoffs. They do. And they need to beat Seattle in Seattle. Not an easy task with so many starters out. But once again, isn't that just kind of part of the story? Isn't that part of the story of what's happening and how things just have to roll the right way in order for us to get in the playoffs? Isn't it this story that is the exact opposite of everything the Lions have done? And then if the Rams take care of business, once the Rams take care of business, this video could age poorly. Once the Rams take care of business, it's our turn. And we go in unfazed by what's happened, unworrying about the cold weather. All of a sudden now that cold weather game in Carolina almost seems fortuitous. It seems like something that was good, something that would prepare our players to understand what it's like to play in the cold. Besides, the Lambeau Field is heated, so it won't be as bad. But what is it like to play in that cold weather? What does it take? How do you have to dig down deep in order to find something different to win when you're that cold, when every hit hurts? Do you want it enough? And I don't even think the playoffs with this team, I don't even know if it matters. We don't like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is disrespectful to everyone. Aaron Rodgers is disrespectful to his own teammates. So, of course, he's going to be disrespectful to the Lions, but they remember. You're starting to hear quotes from Lions remembering what he said after losing to us. We can't lose that game to that team. Remember that, Aaron? Like, sometimes things come back to bite you in the butt. Aaron Rodgers can't even give credit to 2-3, Jair Alexander. He shuts down Jefferson last week, and Aaron Rodgers still has to give a quip about how it wasn't man-to-man coverage. I'm going to tell you he wasn't doing it alone. Like, just give the guy some credit, man. Just give him his day. He can't do it. It needs to be all about Aaron Rodgers. And my hope for the Detroit Lions and to end this season, whether the Seahawks win, whether the Rams win, we still want a Lions victory. We want it so much more because the playoffs would be so much sweeter. But you have a team full of guys that want to shut Aaron Rodgers up. You don't want this guy to continue to bask in the glory that he's had for the last 15 years. His mentality is just, ugh. So anyways, it's the kind of thing you hate. It's just the uppity, I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you, and I don't care what you say. I am better than you, that you just want to say, all right, we got you. Whether it's for a playoff bid or not, we prevented you from going in, and I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. I've heard Lions fans that are saying it would be just as sweet if we just kept the Packers out, but we didn't make the playoffs as if we did. That's not true. We want the playoffs. I want to watch this team more. I want to see what they can do in the playoffs. No, I don't think they're a Super Bowl team. So what? Get in and you never know. Hello, New York Giants, right? Like, you never know. If you get in as a wild card, you don't know. Cincinnati Bengals last year, nobody thought they were making the Super Bowl. I want to see what we can do. And I don't think it's sweet keeping the Packers out of the playoffs. Quite frankly, I don't even care about that. What I care about is making a statement that the NFC North is going to run through Detroit. And no, you can't do that in one game. You can't even do that in one season, but you can start it. You can start it Sunday night. You can start it tonight for many of you watching this. You can start it tonight. You can start that theme that the North runs through Detroit, or at least not the bottom. You can show these players. These players can start to believe that they are in a winning organization, that they are being coached by a coaching staff that understand what it takes to win. They are learning what it takes to win. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a playoff game. It is a primetime game. The entire country is watching. Very likely, our playoff lives are at stake. It is win or go home. I can't wait to see how the Lions respond to that. Now, I understand the Seahawks game is going to be done. We're going to know. We're going to know as this game starts, are we playing for our playoff lives, or are we just playing for pride? And either way, I think you have a team that's going to give it everything they've got. And I really hope they do. And I would love to find a way to win. And let's hope fate helps us a little bit and that the Seahawks find a way out. All right. We'll see you guys after the game. Excited to talk about it one way or another, and excited to talk about the future of this franchise, playoffs or no. We got a good thing going in Detroit. We'll see you guys on the next one.